Hey, Norm, do you know that time is running out?
Every time I look in the mirror, Teen.
Should we be taking Social Security and CPP early?
That's a great question. And here's us, all in the red today.
Oh, yes, we are.
We are Tina and Norm, and we talk all things retirement and sometimes travel as well, when we're allowed to do so.
And please consider subscribing to our channel. It actually helps us reach a wider YouTube audience. And if you can give us a thumbs up, that would be great too.
So time is running out, Teen. Take the Social Security or the CPP early at 60. Is that what we're saying?
That is what we're saying.
And why are we saying that?
Well, has the pandemic changed your mind on retirement? Should you take it early?
Yeah, well, the pandemic has changed the minds of lots of people. It's changed our mind to take a cruise ship.
Yeah, it has.
So in this video, we're going to use averages to try and make a point. And so we just heard from the Center for Disease Control, the CDC in the US, that the latest data on the life expectancy is 78.8 years. So
Wow.
we'll round it to 79.
Yeah.
So the life expectancy in the US is 79 years old.
So we were wondering, will this, after we're hearing this information, will this impact your decision into taking the Social Security or the CPP early? We thought we would work with averages, didn't we, Norm?
We did. So the average time to break even if you hold off for a higher payment on Social Security and CPP, it's kind of interesting because the numbers start mirroring a pattern. So the average time to break even, if you look at start Social Security at 62, what's the whole thing about the break-even age? Well, what it is that they're comparing somebody taking the Social Security at 62 for the rest of their retirement. Other people like to defer it to 70 years of age. So they would have to collect for 9 years for them to break even with the person who took it at 62. So they start at 70, have to get to 79, and then past 79 they're winning. But it draws us back to the average life expectancy that the CDC just reported on in the USA is 78.8 years.
And of course, that would be the same, Norm, too, for the CPP. If you were to start that at 60, compared to somebody who leaves it later and they wanted to start at 65, your break-even age would then be 74. So you would have to go another 9 years before you were in the same situation as the person who took it when they were 60.
That's right.
That's true, isn't it? So really, the moral of the story is if you start early, you get more checks in the lifetime. And if you start later, you get bigger checks.
So it's the ultimate casino of rolling the dice. It's your decision. Reasons to take CPP or Social Security early. There are a few good reasons. Yeah. Perhaps you need it to pay off debt. And by paying off debt, you actually generate more income. Mm-hmm. We rationalize that by saying that most credit card debts are between 15 and 20%. So you'd be getting that return on your money if you paid off debt using your CPP or Social Security. And once the debt is gone, you're no longer servicing it, so that generates more income for you in retirement.
Mm-hmm. Or another thing, Norm, is that people could invest it. In the case of Canada, you could invest it in your TFSA, or
Yeah.
in the US, you could put it into your Roth account. So it would be earning lots of extra money.
So we worked something out just quickly on a piece of paper. If you took your CPP or Social Security at the early age and invested it, and you managed to buy a dividend stock that's good and safe, like one of the Canadian banks, for instance, at a 5% dividend, and we're using an average again of the average CPP being $640 per month, you would earn in interest from taking it at 60 years of age to the break-even point of 74, which is 14 years. You would have earned $48,000 in dividend income by compounding it at 5%. So your total investment in those 14 years from receiving $640 a month and investing it would be $156,000.
Wow. That's a lot of money, Norm. Isn't
But
it?
the other thing is, there is growing health risks with
Yes,
the aging
there is.
populations. We have diabetes, we have...
The obesity is growing, isn't it? And then, of course, we've had things like COVID as well.
And so if you do put off to the break-even point, even if it's not the break-even point, in the US, if you put it off to 70 years of age, or in Canada to the break-even point at 74, you may not collect enough to break even.
No. And that would be really very sad, wouldn't it, Norm, if something happened to you and you ended up not collecting anything?
So
That would be
on our
sad.
basis, you would end up taking it early, investing it, and you would have that money to do whatever you wanted to do with. Or at least you've got $156,000 out of the government, as opposed to
Them keeping it.
maybe a year or two's worth of
Yeah.
Social Security or CPP. So just a different way at looking
Yeah,
at
it is, isn't
things.
it?
Because
Yeah.
when we heard about the latest data from the CDC on the life expectancy, 79, especially when you're 65, doesn't sound like a whole long time, does it?
No, because we were kind of thinking we were all going to live till we were 90, weren't we, Norm? So we were a bit surprised to hear that.
So we have no regrets. We
No.
took our CPP early at 60.
And we're loving it, aren't we?
We didn't need
No.
it for our retirement, but we did want to get it. We didn't
Yeah.
want the government to have it.
No, and you can use it for travel. You can use it for so many things, can't you?
Can indeed. So
Yeah.
time is running out. Take your Social Security or your Canadian pension plan early.
And enjoy it.
So thanks for watching
And we hope everybody is staying safe.
and keeping well.
And until the next time,
Bye-bye.
bye-bye.